How's it going, guys? Rose Cross here with a top 5 video, and this one we're going to be doing SCPs. Now, I did some research on these, and there are quite a lot of SCPs. Like, a lot. But I took my top 5 and added them onto here. I'm going to be starting with number 5, but before we get started, there are words that are blanked out, so I'm probably just going to read part of that and then not explain the rest of that because it's blanked out for public safety reasons. Let's get started. Number 5 is SCP-049. Its object class is Euclid, and if you don't know what that is, that's medium guarded. Like, it's like on the medium scale of dangerous. It is a humanoid creature which stands about 1.9 meters tall and weighing around 95 kilograms. But when the people tried to do this research on it, they couldn't because it wears a plague mask, a plague doctor mask, and its cloak. But when the people took testing on this cloak, they thought it was just some kind of leather at first from the feeling of it, but supposedly it's made from the same kind of stuff as your muscles are. That's kind of gross. So the cloak and mask are supposedly connected to this creature, and there's no way of getting it off. The other weird thing about the SCP-09 or 049 is it will kill somebody and inject it with a bunch of chemicals that are unknown at this point. They're completely unknown. And it'll cause the patient to start moving after it's dead, and will try to break out to find more humans to kill. So it's like a walking controlled zombie shit. SCP-002 or 00, whatever you want to say. I mean, whatever. Its object class is Euclid. It resembles a tumor fleshy growth, which is 60 meters cubed, or 2,000 feet cubed. That's a pretty big growth. It has a heavy iron hatch on the side of it, which leads into an interior which roughly resembles a small low-rent apartment with a moderate size English. And there is furniture inside, but there's also a small window which you can't see from the inside, or from the outside. Sorry, from the outside. But the furniture inside is made out of human flesh and bones. Yeah, that's lovely. But one of the supposedly they put one of the D classes in there, and that person never came out. And when the camera turned back on to view the room, there was a lamp on the table that wasn't there before. So supposedly that room turns humans into frickin' clothing or something. No. You gotta be really crazy to have no. Number 3 is SCP-823, which is object class Euclid, and it's a really old abandoned theme park, which a lot of deaths happened. The location and date are not on here for don't know why, for safety reasons, obviously the location, because they don't need you going there. But it was many people of the park attendants died there, and the day it happened was nicknamed Bloody Sunday. From over 231 deaths happened, and 7 people were killed, and these were all attendants. They weren't just normal people. Everybody was fine. Just the people who worked there, just like all died. Just completely died. From an unknown cause. They went through really bad agony before they died, and nobody knows the reason why that happened. Number 4 is SCP-610, Object Class Keter. It appears to be a skin disease, which will first, the symptoms is a rash, itching, or really sensitive skin. And within 3 hours, the disease will cause blemishes, which look like really heavy scar tissue. Ew. Just thinking about that. Which are on the chest and arms area. It will move to a certain place where it feels comfortable or something, and then it'll root into the ground and plant itself there, and it'll just slowly start spreading. It will affect any living thing that it touches, and it'll cause that to start spreading as well. They can't have a camera in there because the growth just affects the camera, like in its containment room. But when somebody tried to go in there at first to study it, they ended up dying because they got infected, and then it tries to infect everybody. So it's like through like really thick, heavy steel walls. And it's under very, very high security, so no cracks in the wall are shown, or else that thing will just slip out and murder you all. And my last one, which people will probably know, is SCP-087, which the object class is Euclid, and all it is literally just a staircase, pretty much. So once I say that, people are probably going to be like, oh, I know that one. Anyways, so SCP-087 is a unit platform staircase. The staircase descends about 38 degrees angle from 13 steps before reaching the next platform down. It goes down, but nobody knows how far down it goes, because if you get to a certain point, you start getting paranoid, you start seeing things, but the only way you can have light in there, because there's no light at all whatsoever, but you have to have a light less bright than 75 watts, because if it's more than 75 watts, it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna be dead. Because supposedly the SCP absorbs excess light for energy-wise, but if you go down, you can only see 1.5 flights ahead of you. So that's like one step and like half a step in front of you, like 1.5 steps in front of you, which isn't much at all. And people will start hallucinating, seeing things in the corner of the eyes when they get to a certain depth. Nobody knows how many flights there are, but it goes down from supposedly 100, and it'll go down. And the lowest someone's ever gotten was, I'm pretty sure, was around in the 70s, which they started having panic attacks. They started having, like, once they got out, they had a seizure. So nobody knows. Like, they'll see like a face in there too, but you know, I'll leave the descriptions to these SCPs, and I'll leave the links to these SCPs in the description below. Please just comment below on which I should do next. Also, this is well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.